Hey, what is up, everybody? So day 5 of Packers training camp is now in the books. So, of course, it is time to go over the biggest things that happened today. I'll share different reports from the beat reporters there. Jordan Love had another great day. There was one play floating around Twitter. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on Twitter. You can probably find it. Just look up Jordan Love. He threw a beautiful 60-yard, maybe 70-yard bomb to Christian Watson for a touchdown. Jordan Love is progressing. That's all really us Packers fans were hoping to see in training camp. And I think so far this is really, a great scenario to see what Jordan Love has done, the way he's progressed from the first couple days of camp until today, which is day 5. And of course, we still have a while until the Packers face off against the Bears coming up in week 1. So let's get on into it. I'm glad this mic is finally working because I just filmed a 10-minute video. I listened to it, and it was, I don't even know what the sound was making. I knew you guys wouldn't want to hear that. So here I am filming it again. So luckily it's working this time. But now let me go into some different reports from different Packers beat reporters and sort of share what they saw today on the field. 1 second as I open up this Google Chrome so I can get these notes that I picked up from these different Packers beat reporters. And right now, for whatever reason, my Chrome is not working. And so I'm just going to keep talking to you guys, and now it's actually working. And so I'm pulling up the Google Docs right now. And I'm doing a little bit different filming right now because I mentioned in one of my videos a few days ago, I'm currently in Colorado, and so I'm in a little bit different of a setup. So I can't make any cuts in this, so that's what's going on here. Okay, now I have it open. So first off, Ryan Woods shared that no David Bakhtiari so far for Packers for first practice in pads. And it was the Packers' first practice in pads, just to note. And he said this will be a regular thing throughout camp as they move toward week 1. No need to push him now. So Matt LaFleur did mention this earlier in training camp that the Packers aren't gonna make Bakhtiari play every day. And I think just with him being an older guy, veteran who's had issues with knee injuries, they probably just want to make sure he's as fresh as possible and don't want to wear him out too much. Then moving on, the Packers had this a situation during practice where they did one-on-ones, wide receiver versus defensive backs. And there's a few different notes. There's tons of plays that happened here, but a few of them are Musgrave dropped on good coverage from Tarvarius Moore. And I have noticed a few different times throughout the past 5 days of camp that it does look like Musgrave has had some issues with drops. Hopefully that's something he can get cleaned up. Another one is that Bo Melton had a few different nice plays in this on these one-on-one periods, which Bo Melton is a guy who could potentially finish off the Packers receiver room depending on how many we keep, 6, 7. There is a lot of young talent here, lots of young drafted players as well, so we'll see if Melton can make the final cut, but he is playing well, at least in those one-on-ones. Then from Wes Hodquist, Zach Tom had 2 nice reps versus Lucas Van Ness, kept a strong base, just finds a way to win at right tackle. So Zach Tom has been playing really well at right tackle, has been starting out there at right tackle majority of training camp so far, and it looks like it's his job right now, unless Josh Nijman can push it back and get back in there. But right now, it really looks like Tom is going to be the guy at right tackle for the Packers. And then from Bill Humer, first one-on-ones are done. Shouldn't Slayton's bulldozing win over Myers the most impressive? Caleb Jones, a standout too. Then from Ryan Wood, Jordan Love dropped couple perfect deep balls in 1v1s with wide receivers and defensive backs. Hit rookie tight end Tucker Kraft on a corner to the right sideline over coverage from Anthony Johnson Jr. Ended with a perfect go back down left side to Bo Melton versus Keandre Thomas. Love looking comfortable deep. So that is one thing the first couple of days. Love was struggling with the deep balls. Matt LaFleur mentioned it as well. But now it looks like he is taking steps forward in that area. And as I said earlier, all we want to see is Love progressing, and it really looks like he is and has been these few days of training camp. Then from Ryan Wood, going to be good battle in camp between Christian Watson and Jair Alexander in 1v1. They split first 2 reps. Watson skied over Alexander on a stop right to the right on the first. Alexander responded with right coverage to force, I'm guessing that's tight coverage, to force incompletion on an out to right. Both passes from Love. So this reminds me of back in Green Bay when Devontae was still here, when Devontae Adams and Jair would battle back and forth during training camp. And when when you're a receiver and you get to face off against an elite corner, I mean, that can only make you better because when you come in here to the regular season, Christian Watson isn't going to face that many guys who are better than Jair Alexander, considering Jair is one of the best, one of the most elite cornerbacks in the game. So Watson is definitely, getting. It's very beneficial for Watson to be able to face off against such a high caliber corner. And then for Matt Schneidman, Carrington, Valentine, Housecall, and Danny Etling during team. The rookie 7th-round cornerback from Kentucky has made some plays in camp. So Carrington Valentine may be pushing for a final corner spot when the season comes around here. Then from Andy Herman on starters. So he says Love at QB, Jones and Dillon in the backfield, Musgrave at tight end, Watson and Dobbs at receiver. Then at offensive line, we have Josh Nijman, Myers at center, John Runyon Jr. at right guard, Zach Tom right tackle. Left guard also says Runyon, so I'm not sure who it was there. But Josh seems to be taking those left tackle snaps with Bakhtiari not practicing. So the good thing is that if Bakhtiari does ever have any injury issues during the season, Josh can play at left tackle and right tackle. Then at defense, Slayton and Clark in the interior, Justin Hollins and Preston Smith at edge, and we have seen that matchup or that combination of those two players at edge a lot when it comes to these first-team reps. Lucas Van Ness has not really pushed his way to consistently play with the first team. He did a little bit on Saturday, but so far it's been Justin Hollins, who is a little more experienced, played in Los Angeles for a couple seasons. And then at corner, we have Rasul Douglas, Keyshawn Nixon, Jair Alexander, then safety, Rudy Ford, and Savage. So safety has been a position battle to watch, but so far, majority of the time to start off, it's Rudy Ford and Savage. Then from Wes Hodquist, good combo block and read by Tyler Goodson on a third-team run. Carl Brooks and Eric Wilson in backfield near end of team period versus Clifford. Then from Andy Herman, Reed to Ray Nixon getting reps at punt returner. So Keyshawn Nixon, we all remember just how good he was at kick returner last year. And now Jaden Reed, who is a rookie here, has blazing speed, and so he's also getting an opportunity here at punt returner. I assume Keyshawn Nixon stays as the key kick returner, but maybe Reed or Toure, take some reps there throughout the season. Then from Andy Herman, Quay all over an inside run by Aaron Jones. Musgrave used as a big wide receiver on a crosser. Love hits him in stride over the middle. Fun little wrinkle that we will definitely see more of. So the Packers have some of the most talented, especially when it comes to receiving ability, tight ends in a long, long time. Drafting Luke Musgrave, drafting Tucker Kraft. So that will be fun to watch. Musgrave's development with Love. Then Andy Herman, Carl Brooks, who was a later round draft pick this past season, defensive lineman, just shot through the line with haste. Goodson got outside, but that's 2 disruptions from Brooks today. So Carl Brooks making some noise there. Then for Matt Schneidman, dime alert with pressure in his face. Jordan Love throws deep down the right sideline to Christian Watson, who hauls in a perfectly thrown ball over Ennis Gaines for a touchdown. Love's best 11-on-11 throw of camp, probably. So that play was floating around Twitter, and it was a beautiful ball, a beautifully placed deep ball from Jordan Love. And if we can see, highlights like that throughout the season, I think the Packers are going to be just fine on offense. And for me personally, as a Packers fan, this is really all I've wanted to see. Just some positive news out of camp that Love is looking good. Love is making some nice throws. Love is progressing as camp goes by. And that's what we're seeing so far. And some of these plays that are floating around Twitter, floating around the internet are they're looking real good. Of course, Love, it's different when the season starts and he's in a live game situations, but this is more than we could have hoped for so far, in my opinion. Then from Andy Herman, Lou Nichols with a drop on a check down, also dropped a pass in individual drills. Hands have been a major issue for him early. So that is one thing to watch, the running back battle. A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones, solidified top 2 backs. But then there's Lou Nichols, Tyler Goodson, a few other guys, Patrick Taylor. I hope Goodson wins it out. I just think he's such a versatile, he's such a speedy, agile back who reminds me of Aaron Jones, and I think that the Packers should keep Goodson. We'll see, though. Maybe Nichols makes it. Then from Andy Herman, Love throws his first really bad pass of camp in the opening 2-minute drill. He threw it right to Quay, dropping in zone, and Quay just dropped it. So a bad play by Love, but as I said, for QBs around the NFL, you're never going to be perfect, obviously. So Love having a not-so-great play right there. But so far, these past few days seem to be mostly positive coming out of camp about Jordan Love, which, as I said, is all I want to hear. And then from Matt Schneidman, it was an incompletion, but the ball Jordan Love floated to Jaden Reed deep down the right sideline while on the run to his right just now during 2-minute was perfectly thrown. Went right through Reed's hands. So it dropped by Jaden Reed, but a beautiful ball by Jordan Love, so some positive and negative. And then to end it off here, we have Andy Herman says Packers defense dominates the offense in 2-minute in most of the day. 2 huge plays. Love to Watson for 60-yard TD and Valentine pick 6. So defense was apparently dominating in the 2-minute drill. And then the players of the day for Andy Herman, were Carrington Valentine, Carl Brooks, Christian Watson, and Rasul Douglas. So that is pretty much it, all the updates from what I saw at Packers camp today. I'll be out with more videos in the next few days. But I just love to see Love making some plays, seeing those highlights floating around Twitter. Let's hope that keeps happening when the season comes around and we are in live games, because that is all of us want to see. But that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.